There was a point where they talked about 5 questions that every company, whether you're a professional service provider or an e-commerce site, should ask to determine, are you doing the right things? Is it reaching the right people, etc. So I want to tell you what those 5 things are.
Lots of good stuff there. Well, there's already a lot of takeaways in there.
Oh my gosh.
I think per day, like day 1, they spent a lot of time talking about just the fundamentals and foundation. And I think they probably had at the conference maybe like 6 different speakers. Day 2 talked about the different kinds of sales funnels that you might use for different purposes and different contexts. And I think they again had 6 or 7 or 8 different speakers. Day 3 talked all about how to bring more people to your sales funnels, your websites, your pages. And then day 4 had a lot to do with personal development and leadership and goal setting and things like that. But day 2, what was kind of another big takeaway or a big principle that you walked away with?
There was a point where they talked about 5 questions that every company, whether you're a professional service provider or an e-commerce site, should ask to determine, are you doing the right things? Is it reaching the right people, etc. So I want to tell you what those 5 things are that you should be able to answer or do. Number 1 is if you can clearly identify, who do you serve? Who is your audience? And the answer is not everybody. There is a very specific answer.
Yes.
They talk about creating personas, etc. So I would tell you to think on that one a little harder than you think you might, but it's who do you serve, okay? Second point is what do they want? What this specific group of individuals that might be a client or a customer of yours or a patient, what do they want? And then think about how you can help solve what it is that they want. Number 3 is how do you help them reach their goal? So maybe you're an accounting firm and somebody is asking, hey, how do I get my business to have $1 million in savings? Now, I don't know if that's a question a lot of people ask or not, but then the accounting firm should be able to say, well, we have people that are asking this question, and here is a legitimate pathway or a step guide that we can give that would help your business to have $1 million in savings, whatever that might look like. Number 4 is simply you can ask your audience. There's lots of ways to do it, but survey them, but ask them, what is it you want? And they will tell you what their pain or their dream is. So they'll tell you, these are the issues that we're facing. How do you help us with this? Or this is what we desire to have. How can you help us with that? Nobody says out loud or specifically that this is what they want unless you ask. So asking is that probing piece, that action. And then I would say the 5th step in this is adjust your message or your content to meet those things that you've just learned. And so let me just go back over those. Who do you serve is number 1. Number 2 is what do they want? Number 3, how do you help them? Number 4, ask them what their pain or their dream is. And number 5 is then adjust your message or your content appropriately.
I think one of the traps that professional services gets into, again, real estate agents, dentists, chiropractors, urgent care clinics, attorneys, engineers, they're experts in their field, no question.
Yes.
They've gone to school for years. They've got years and years of experience. And I think to some degree, I think many kind of get stuck a little bit, but in terms of what they offer. And I remember one of the messages that Kaylin Polan, one of the speakers that she emphasized, was how important it is to obviously survey and ask your customers not only what goals, dreams, and aspirations they're trying to achieve, what are they trying to accomplish, and what they need to get there, but then being willing to adjust, like you were saying. And she shared a story that she in her business, she was primarily an informational product. She offered a lot of training. And when she asked her customers what they wanted, they said, well, we would like some apparel. We would like something to kind of show off the nature of our community and what we've joined here. So she started offering clothing, right? And then she surveyed her customers again. What else do you want to help you become all that you want to become? And they said, well, we want coaching, one-on-one coaching. So she started offering coaching. And then she surveyed them again. Now what do you want? And then, months and months later, they said, well, it'd be good to get together for annual conferences and live events. So she started offering live events. And then again, as she continued to survey, she discovered that supplements, health supplements, ended up becoming a really important element to her customers. And then finally, like nutritional protein bars and meal replacement bars. And what she shared is right now her business, probably something like 60-70% of her overall revenue comes from these supplements and meal replacement bars. And so her business has evolved. And I think one of the hangups that sometimes professional service businesses run into is they get so beholden to what they have always done that they are maybe nervous or unwilling to evolve and adapt and adjust with their customers. And so I think that was kind of a key point that was driven too, is we always have to be asking and surveying our customers so that we can continue to evolve and adapt to them and their changing needs. That they're not static.
Yep, not everybody has the same needs all the time.
Neither should we be statics.